Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the movie version of JONAH Jameson, part of the Armadillo Build-A-Figure wave. This is from No Way Home. And I think a lot of people have wanted a figure of this guy for a very long time. It's not going to be a very detailed review because it's just a suited body with a new head for the most part. But I'm guessing most of you are going to want to get this, so stick around. There's some information you may need. So let's go ahead and get it off the stand and take a closer look. This guy stands just about 6¼ inches, which makes him pretty close to about 15.75 centimeters. And before we get into the review, let's do a quick question of the day. Do you guys ever mix and match your MCU with your comic collections? Like for this, for instance, would you have this in your collection rather than the comic version? Or do you guys keep them strictly separate if you collect both? For me, it's a strictly separate sort of thing. Okay, so let's talk about the aesthetics on this guy. Solid blue plastic for almost all of it. It looks very cheap and basic, and I don't think most people are going to care. The shoes are solid black plastic. That's super basic. The shirt is solid teal or whatever it is. There's no paint anywhere on here. Really, it's just a new head sculpt and a pointing finger hand, which may or may not even be new. I don't know. We do have some other hands too. So let's just talk about the head sculpt, because that's what most people are going to care about. Is it good enough? I think the sculpt is definitely good enough. Is the paint good enough? It's good enough. It's not as good as it could be at all, especially with the hair. The hair stands out as being particularly bad, but the face is good enough, I think, that people will be okay with it. And I think somebody who wanted to repaint it could make it look really darn good. But it is good enough, I think, for people to be happy with this. I do think the yelling head is probably even a little bit better. We'll get to that when we get to the accessories. So let's go ahead and just give an aesthetic rating of 6 out of 10. The head's good enough, but the rest of the figure looks super cheap and basic, especially for being a movie figure. Now, we do have the normal head, which I already showed you, and then we have the yelling head, which is really nicely done. The open mouth is painted very well. The eyes are a little bit better. The hair is a little bit cleaner. All around, I think it's a nicer sculpt, a nicer paint job. It looks really, really good. We do have, of course, the fist hand and pointing finger hand that you already saw, and then we have the two wide open hands. The only thing noteworthy here is that there's a ring painted on one of them. The sculpts are fine, but that's it. So it's very basic. So accessory-wise, generous 7 out of 10. This one was definitely planned to just be a cash grab with the likeness. They didn't put much effort into the figure other than the likeness. I think this shirt and neck area might be new, but otherwise, maybe it's not even. Otherwise, there's not much going on here. So let's talk about the articulation. We're not on the double ball peg neck. We're on the standard hinge, which is all right. Not that you're going to need to put them in crazy poses, but you get the standard hinge, which breaks the neck, and the rotation. A little bit of attitude, which will be good, but a double ball peg would have been much better. Shoulders, they don't go up very far. You do get your full rotation, of course. Bicep swivel is fine. Double jointed elbow is fine. And then your wrists have a swivel and a hinge. There is a diaphragm joint that's useless in there, or an ab crunch I should say. It is basically completely useless. You get a waist twist. The hips go forward, but you have to rotate the suit coat to get them to peek out through here, so that's kind of basic. Not much going on there. Going out to the side, you get some. Yeah, this figure's not for posing. You get a thigh swivel. Double jointed knee works fine, so the knees and wrists work well. And then the ankles, even though the feet are really ugly, the ankles are okay. They don't go very far forward at all. They go back. No rotation. You just get the ankle rocker, which is fine. But yeah, it's not for posing. It's not for posing. It's not for accessories. It's just a JONAH Jameson head. Basically, that's what you're paying for here, and I don't like it. Articulation gets a 3 out of 10. It's pretty bad. And so this is strictly for if you wanted this head sculpt. I'm guessing this is going to end up getting really cheap secondhand, and you can probably grab it later. But I wouldn't go out of my way to get this figure, because it's not that good, honestly. The head sculpt is nice, the paint job is good enough on the head, but that is it. That is all you're paying for here. So to me, that's not really okay for 25 bucks. That's kind of irritating and offensive. So I'm going to give this a final rating of 5 out of 10. Not a figure I would recommend anybody buy, unless for some reason you really wanted a head sculpt of this guy. That's all you're getting, practically speaking. So let me know how you guys feel about this sort of thing in the comment section below. And if you liked the video, you can give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, you can give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you might want to click subscribe, because I have new videos almost every single day and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. In the meantime, keep collecting.